Alright guys, what is up? Felt like live streaming here, so we'll just wait a few minutes and let the people start coming in. What's up guys? I'm going to let people know on Twitter and Facebook that I'm live streaming. Short live stream. Alright, I had to put like a little 20-second delay on the comments because they come in so fast. And they're still coming in fast. So, and there's a little bit of a delay too. So it's really weird. And also, I'm testing out a new, what's it called? Basically something that allows me to show videos and pics, unlike before where you just got to look at my beautiful face the whole time. So today I just wanted to go over a couple cool things about the moon, some cool moon photos, as well as some new news about these mystery booms coming around. So, and forgive me, because I'm still getting over the flu that I had for 2 weeks. My voice is just terrible, so if you hear me wheezing, that's why. And as well, I'm not smoking. I am using this here, my little vape pen. So, no need for posting in the comments that I need to not smoke. So yeah, we'll just give it a second and let people come in. And I'll read your comments here. Oh, is there an echo? Well, like I said, this is the first time I've used this software, so give me a second and try to figure out how to fix it. Just 1 sec. Alright, did that fix the echo? And my cat is in the background crying. So did that fix the echo? Am I coming in loud and clear? Okay. Forgive me. I'm using this new software called OBS. I'm just not a live streamer. I've only done it a couple times. And the last time I did it, I used YouTube's thing where it was easy. Now I got this software, and I'm trying to figure out the encoding settings, the audio settings, so... Man, this chat stream is coming in super fast. Even with the delay. Yeah, as some of you will find out, my live streams suck, and they're probably going to suck for a while until I get the hang of it. But what the hell? We're here, we're hanging out. And that's what I wanted to do. I just wanted to hang out with you guys. What's up from Pennsylvania? And yeah, you're looking at this moon pic here in the background because I just wanted to show you guys some really cool moon pictures. Some of my favorites that would at least prove to me that these things are on the moon. And I don't know why domes. There's a lot of different structures that we're going to go through, but a lot of domes. And you know what? Just give me 1 second because my cat, one of my cats, is yelling in the mic, driving me crazy. So just 1 second. And we're back. As you can see, I'm wearing my Los Angeles Lakers hoodie that I got in Los Angeles when I went to the film premiere for the Bob Lazar film. So it's like the only thing I bought while I was there, and it's LA, so of course all they have is Lakers gear. I'm not a particular Laker fan, but hey, why the hell not? So, yeah, you guys need to slow down with these comments. I cannot read them. Let's see here. God, I need to slow these down a little bit more. Maybe 30 seconds per person. So, yeah, there'll be a delay of 20 to 30 seconds in between when you guys can comment. That way I can read them. Yeah, I'm trying to put on slow comments. So, yeah, this is not a real picture of the moon. Obviously, it's an artist. I wish it were real. But, excuse me, you're going to hear me coughing a lot. If we were able to actually look at some of these domes on the moon that I'm about to show you, I would think that some of them would look like this. So, thank you guys in the super chat. Thank you. I'll try to get to you. So let's just go through a couple of these moon pics. Much love. Yeah, this is cool. Most live streams I've done in the past are at like 2, 3, 4 in the morning. So there's usually like 2,000-3,000 people watching, if that. It's much easier. But this is crazy. I wonder how many people we can get. Thank you guys. Thank you all for the comments. So let me get this artist rendition of moon bases down here, and we'll go look at some other ones here. So one of the best moon pics of a dome on the moon, in my opinion, well, there's two. The first one, let me pull it up here. All right. This is a good one. This was taken, I believe, by one of the lunar orbiters. Many of you have probably seen it. So they got the satellite orbiter reconnaissance orbiter, it's called, because they were doing reconnaissance. They knew this stuff was on the moon. It's called the Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter. So they sent this thing up there to map and take satellite images of the moon. And as they were going past, you'll notice here in the crater what looks like a perfectly circular glass dome. Either that or a disc, but to me it looks sort of like a see-through glass structure that looks like a dome, just sitting right there in the middle of the crater. And zoom in here. And yeah, it's right here in the center. You can see the crater, you can see the other craters that are empty, but this one right here in the center. Look at the sunlight even reflecting off the side of the glass. You can actually see inside of it. It's really, really cool. Now, there is another picture here that someone made a little video of on YouTube, so I'll just go ahead and play this video for you guys, showing another big, bright dome. I mean, it looks like it has lights on the inside of it, illuminating it. So, let me pull that up. Okay, by Wiederman, he put this up, and he shows the video. This is the original photo here, taken of the moon. And this thing, when you zoom in and you look at it, I mean, it is sticking up big-ass dome. Pardon my French. So he's going to zoom in here. This is a really cool video here. And we'll look at the still image of it here in a second. Dome starting to appear right towards the middle. Let's see if it'll get closer. I'll show you guys a close-up shot, but it's right up towards the horizon line, maybe down a little bit, almost dead center. Now it's center. Yeah, these things, and why would you have a dome on the moon? Well, obviously there's no atmosphere, so you put a big glass dome. You can have water, you can have an atmosphere, you can have a whole moon base. And let me go ahead and pull up the other image of this thing. All right, that's the original. Okay, so here's the still image, and let me just switch back to the live stream here, make sure everything's still coming through. Thank all of you guys in the super chat. I will get to you and or try to get to most of you here in a minute. So, okay, you guys are seeing the still images, the still image of the dome. And we'll zoom in a little further here. But it's right here, dead center. You see the big white circular dome just popping up from the surface. I mean, that's undeniable. Is it not? Am I crazy? Are we all just crazy here? Is this all for nothing? I don't think so. I think we have a clear shot of a dome here, and let me even zoom in further. Right there. What do you guys think? I mean, it's sticking out like a sore thumb. So let's go through some other moon images, and these aren't in any particular order because I don't know how to put them in order yet with this software. But here's another shot of that other glass dome sitting in the middle of this crater here. Just right in the middle. Try to zoom in on that. Right there. Boom. I mean, it's reflecting light off of it. Either that or it's a big-ass saucer of some kind just planted right down in the middle of this crater. Let's see. Okay. This is another favorite of mine, showing blatant obfuscation of objects on the moon, blatant airbrushing of structures, massive structures on the moon by NASA. This is, again, another lunar... I can't talk. Sorry, guys. Still getting over this sickness, and it's just slowing my brain down, so forgive me, but we have this massive object sitting partially in a crater taken by the lunar orbiter. Obvious blurring. It's been blurred out. It's been airbrushed. It's been blurred. You can see the blurring around it. And you can even see where they blurred part of the crater as well, and the crater's behind the object. So when people say, well, NASA's not editing these things out, here's a perfect example. You can even see some of the things sticking out, some of the structure of the object sticking out from the side here. And I have another image where someone basically cleaned it up the best they could to try to reveal what was behind this blurring. What were they trying to blur sitting in this crater? And again, these are in no particular order, so I've got to go through and find it. There's another one. This is a different shot, showing again a big square smudge mark, blurring things out, obvious. Here's some more, showing what look like towers that they blurred out. But I want to find you the pic of the object in the crater that they blurred. Where is it at? Okay, here it is. So here is that same photograph of the object blurred in the crater. And someone did an awesome job of cleaning it up. Someone who's familiar with how these things are covered up. And as you can see, when you're not going to be able to just clean up all that blurring. So I'm sure this isn't an exact representation of what they were hiding, but when it's cleaned up, this looks like whatever, this is something close to what they were hiding, basically, which looks like some massive machine of some sort. Kind of looks like a train car, almost. But some sort of massive machine sitting in this crater that they tried to blur. And whoever did this, they did an amazing job, because there's Photoshop experts out there who can, if something's not blurred enough, they can really get in there and uncover a lot of data of what was behind it. And it blows my mind. Look at that. Is it a castle? Is it a base? Is it harvesting something on the moon? Are there huge trains, choo-choo trains on the moon right now? But it does look like a massive building, that's for sure. Wake Up TV, thank you for that. Daniel, thank you. Gabriel. Yeah, I try to keep politics and religion out of it. I really don't think politics or religion has anything to do, really. Some politics, and yeah, some people believe that UFOs or aliens are really demons and stuff like that, and whatever you believe, that's fine. I'm not anti this or anti that. I'm not particularly a religious person, but I wouldn't call myself an atheist. I guess I'd be agnostic. I don't know. When people ask me what I think about this stuff, I don't know. I have no idea. Maybe once I'm gone from this earth, I'll have all the answers, but I don't think anyone has any answers as to what these could be or what these are. So I usually keep my mouth shut about politics and religion and stuff, and that's fine. I have no problem with what you believe, and you may very well be right, but we don't know what these things are or where they come from. Renee Cruz, thank you so much. Jesse Patrick, thank you. Anthony Cooperman, thank you so much. Clay Cat, Ryan Bishop, Eternal Conflict. I'm not going to be able to get to all these comments in the super chat as well, but I am reading them. UFO Anomalies, thank you so much. Hugo, Uncultured Props and Film, thank you. Hash Info. Mr. Burt Wayne, I'm trying, man. I got a ton of people wanting interviews, and you guys know me. I really rarely do interviews. I don't know what it is. Anxiety. You wouldn't think I'd have anxiety from talking in videos every day, but there's just something about being live and being questioned or grilled that I don't know. But we'll definitely talk about it. All right. Angela Boone, thank you. Micah, Nick Motto, Robert, SF, Cube Game, World Guardian, Mako XL. Yes, I am a nerd. Thank you. Definitely a nerd. I'm happy to be a nerd. Nerds are awesome. Look what we've created here. I'd much rather do this than be some used car salesman somewhere, hating life. I hope I didn't offend any used car salesmen out there. It's just not my thing. I can't stand dealing with you people. But anyway, that's for another video. All right, so let's continue with the moon photos here. And I have to resize these things every time I go through them. So there's the... Yeah, I don't know where this photo came from. I don't know if it's real or not. It's the first time I've seen it. But it would appear to show some strange rectangular objects sitting in craters. Like there's 3 stacked right next to it. Until I get further verification of where this photo came from, I can't be for sure. But when I was going through images, I saw it, and I remembered I'd never featured it before, so that we'll do some follow-up on that. Okay, this is one of my favorite images. So back in the day, the Russians sent a few probes themselves to the moon. It was called the Zond program, and they had multiple, I think, Zond 1, Zond 2, Zond 3, taking pictures of the moon. And there was a couple specific pictures where, one, they had captured a massive tower sticking out of the side of the moon, which I don't think I have in my images here. But the second one was this that you're seeing here, and what has been described as another one of these domes. And it's like the satellite snapped this picture at just the right angle to where this dome was just right at the edge of the horizon line on the moon. So it was just sticking right out. Had the moon had the moon twisted just a little bit more, forward or backward, or the camera, we would have totally missed it. But as you can see here, down here is where it popped up. And it's really strange. I don't know if it's a dome or just some sort of structure or smoke or steam or something. I don't know. But when enlarged, this is what you get. Now, what is that? What does that look like to you guys? Someone just call me a scumbag in the comments. Don't make me drop the ban hammer, dude. I don't want to do it. Let's just keep it love here. I mean, I figured the trolls would be incoming, but I'll just let you guys take care of them. You always do. Every time someone comes on here to troll me, before I even hear about it or see it, I've already got a gang of 50 of you guys taking them out for me, so I appreciate it, but you're always going to get people who don't believe stuff, and they target you. What are you going to do? Don't make me send the army after you. That's all I'm saying. I can't control them. I cannot control the Insomnia Team army. I can't. I've tried. I can't. All right, so continuing on. Another strange dome captured way back in the day by the Russians, the Zond program, Zond 3. So let's keep going here. This is just a cool picture because it shows there's a crater on the moon called Ukert. And you can search this on Google, and it's the strangest crater I've ever seen because, as you can see, the shape of the inside of the crater actually takes the form of what looks like a triangle. I mean, if there was ever an artificial crater, or at least one that really looked hella artificial, I would think this would be it. Ukert crater. And I think I have another image in here of it. See if I can find it. Come on. Okay, here it is. So this is a close-up of it. And still, I mean, it's very strange. I wonder what the physics of that were. When the asteroid hit the moon and created this crater, I wonder what the physics were that caused it to create this almost perfect triangular shape. Because you just don't see that on the moon. It's just really, really weird. It makes me wonder if it's an actual crater at all, because we have talked a lot about how There are certain craters on the moon that almost look like they were built to be disguised as a crater, but they're not. But that's again for another video. I don't want to go into too much, but it is a really cool looking, strange artificial looking crater on the moon. This is another really cool photo here. I'll try to zoom it in. So someone was doing analysis of different photos of the moon, satellite images, and there was an area of the moon where when they zoomed in, it looked as if there were 3 or 4 what looked like massive wheels or gears. You know, the circular gears with the metal teeth going around them? Well, that's what they look like sort of stacked one behind the other, partially buried, with some other really strange, artificial-looking, sharp-edged structures behind it, which you can see outlined here on the right side of the image, where they've sort of outlined what we're looking at here. And, you know, you can go to the moon and you can outline different things that are most likely natural, that are not alien, and you can make anything. It's like looking at a cloud and finding a shape in it, pareidolia. But this, even without the lines here on the right image, looking at the left side image by itself, you can clearly see what look like 1, 2, 3, 4, but at least 2 or 3, these sort of circular gears with the spokes in them, or wheels, or I don't know what, but they look like those giant circular machinery parts. Sorry, I'm coughing here. But yeah, so we have machinery-looking parts on the moon. And by the way, we've already had scientists come out and say that it's a very good possibility that aliens once inhabited the moon. Here's that article here. Aliens might have lived on the moon, scientists say. And that life may have been carried to the moon on a meteorite. Now, I don't know if that's true. It looks more as if these beings somehow made their way to the moon and colonized it and put bases there. Heck, it could have been us. It could have been ancient humans from 1 million years ago before we were wiped out and came back again. We could have these could be our bases on the moon and our structures. Some say the moon isn't even from here. Some say the moon was pulled here, actually like tugged into our solar system and put into the orbit of Earth so it could stabilize the planet. Because without the moon, the Earth would fall apart. I mean, they need each other to work. So scientists admit there's a lot of strange things about the moon. We've spoken about it many times. Evidence showing that it's hollow. They crashed a probe into it and it rang like a bell. Their words, rang like a bell for hours after, and the reverberations could be felt thousands of miles away on the other side of the moon. So it's almost as if this thing has a metal hull on the inside, or parts of it that are metal underneath, where if something slams into it, it rings like a bell. So let's go to another image here. This is a really cool one too, because I think it shows some more of these really weird, strange machinery parts. And I have a couple images of these, but this is one taken from a more recent satellite pic showing something here. And I'll pull up some others. Let me find them. Here's another. Right here, you can see the little arrow pointing to them. But they just stick out like a sore thumb. I mean, look how sharp these things are. Look at the straight edge on this. There's 2 objects, but there's one in particular, just perfect straight laser cut edge here. What do I think about Apollo 20? I'm switching back to the comments here. Yeah, I'm definitely about the money. You're right, Guy, because God forbid I support my family. I can't tell you how tired I am of trolls talking about how we're all in it for money. Hey, do you provide a service? Do you like doing something you love and also being able to feed your family? So shut your pie hole before I drop the ban hammer on you. I'm tired of hearing that stuff as well. Doing something I love here. I dedicated my life to it, and all I hear are trolls saying, "Well, you do it for the money." Well, guess what, guys? If I didn't have the ability to feed my family and pay the bills, I wouldn't be able to do this. So the trolls talking about money, I guess it's all right for you to earn money, but not me, right? Shut your mouths. Anyway, moving forward. I'm sorry, guys. This stuff just burns me. People burn me sometimes. Hypocrites. But anyway. Let's see. Yeah, all right. This, I think this is also from the Zond, the Russian landing, where the probe actually landed down on the moon, and they were snapping pictures, and there was this really strange, obviously mechanical object sitting there on the moon taking in the picture. Now, I don't think this has been verified as coming off or was, a piece of the lander, because I've done some research into it, and I didn't see any parts that look like this on the lander, and I would think they build these things so that they don't just break apart with parts flying everywhere the moment they touch down on the moon. So this really weird mechanical object laying there when they landed. I don't know what it is, but it definitely looks man-made or made by something. So let's see. This is a cool image of, I guess you'd call it a pyramid-like structure that I did a video on a couple years back. It looks like a pyramid, and if you notice, it also has this strange, right here on one of the lines coming down, one of the corners, this sort of rectangular attachment sticking on it. And, yeah, pyramids are another thing. We found many on Mars, on the moon. And, of course, if these things are going to be millions or billions of years old, they're going to be weathered. So they're not going to be perfect, sharp pyramids. But many of them, they look a little bit too artificial for my comfort. So I'm not so quick to dismiss them as some people, especially when you've seen as many of these lunar anomalies and buildings and domes and towers on the moon as I have, and I know many of you have. Here's a close-up of those two objects from earlier. Really weird. Really weird. One looks like a cylinder of some sort. The other looks like I don't know what. And then you'll notice there's even a smaller object that's shaped like an L. See if I can zoom in here. See this little L in the center? Casting this sort of triangular shadow. So, I don't know. It's like they're ruins of some sort. Some ancient space war? I don't know. But a lot of these things look like ruins. Or maybe that's just what NASA is allowing us to see. Because I've noticed that they're obviously photoshopping or airbrushing out the high-resolution structures, maybe the newer structures. But if they look like ruins and you can't really tell what they are, they usually leave a lot of them in. But it's the ones that you see like earlier where they actually go in and airbrush them out or smudge them. You gotta think there was something really sharp and discernible behind those smudge marks that they make. So they sort of drip feed us the more crappier findings. But still, hey, we'll go with it. We'll take what we can get. This is another really cool picture taken during the Apollo program, where the original image was just pure white. and they, it was on the film strip. They were taking photographs while they were walking around the moon, and they had said that this photo, which originally was white, you're seeing an enhanced version. They said that it was damaged from sunlight. Like they had taken a picture right at the sun, and the sun just ruined the entire film. However, later on, when someone took this pure white image that showed no detail and sort of brought out the contrast and analyzed it, this is what we got. What looks like the moon with a massive pyramid in the distance. And some have said even a large rectangular building to the left of the pyramid sticking up, which would be right here. Here's the large rectangle. Here's the pyramid in the distance. And they tried to, and they published the photo as just a pure white photo with no detail. But this is what someone got out of it, so another pyramid possibly on the moon. Yeah, this is just a cool photo I posted years ago. I can't remember the crater name, but I'm sure some of you guys will know it, where it just shows something really strange looking sitting in the crater. It looks like an object sitting there. And we have a smaller crater in there, but this elongated white object casting a shadow down below. It's just really strange. I'll leave that up for a minute and come back to the comments here because I don't want you guys ignored. Hash info, thanks so much, man. UFO anomalies at Unicorn Zombie, thank you. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be using that new Nikon P1000 camera that I bought, that I took those moonshots with. It's just been so freezing cold out because of this polar vortex that I'm just not going to stand out there in the freezing cold trying to get shots of the moon. But it is warming up, so hopefully we can get some really cool UFO footage. I have no doubt we will. We'll get some cool moon footage. Let's see. Let's see if we read some of these comments here. Thank you, guys. God, I wish I could read and answer every one of these. Yep. Mr. MBB is a good guy. He knows a lot of stuff about weather. Bruce Sees All. I hear a lot about him as well. I know he posts a lot of UFO moon footage. I know he posts a lot. But the way he films it is really strange to me. If you ever heard of this channel, Bruce Sees All, it almost looks as if he shoots the moon with a telescope, gets it on video, and then he films it secondhand with another video camera to where he's like filming the computer screen, which causes some really strange anomalies and little specks that could look like UFOs moving over the moon. But I would like to see just straight up direct footage of the moon, not something filmed secondhand off of a monitor, because that can cause problems. I'll have to go back and check out his videos. I'm not saying that's how all of them are, but I did notice after I looked at a couple of his videos that a lot of these specks seemed to be on his monitor, but it looked as if they were UFOs moving across the moon. So I will check it out again. Shout out, please, Josh Klinger. There is your shout out, buddy. I wish I could shout out everyone. Yeah, I'll talk to Bruce. I'll talk to him. Maybe I'm not fully understanding how he does it. So I'll have to chat with him. I could be totally wrong. Greetings from Germany. Thank you, Marcus. Ancient global civilization real, yes or no? Do I believe there were ancient civilizations? Of course. I think that we have started over on planet Earth multiple times. They're finding fossils, billion-year-old fossil rocks with shoes, and I talked about this in the last live stream with shoe prints in them, where you can see the leather, the stitching going around the shoe. You can see the heel of the shoe. They're finding what look like pieces of microprocessors inside billion-year pieces of coal, light bulbs, what look like wristwatches from billions of years ago. So there's not a doubt in my mind that we have sort of respawned, like you would in a video game, Call of Duty, many times here on Earth, and then been wiped out by something, either ourselves, a comet, or an asteroid, an alien race. But I think we've been here multiple times. Hey, what's up, guys? From Winnipeg. How you doing? Renee, thank you. Hugo Laura. I'm trying to keep up with the super chat here. Tyler, have a cig and a shot. Man, you're trying to get me wasted on this live stream. You guys don't want to see that. I'll just go wild. Start fighting with everyone. No, you don't want me to do that. I'm trying to quit smoking. That's why I got this stupid little vape here, which I hate, but God, I'm trying to read through these comments here. This is fun, and I promise the live streams will get better the more and more I do them. But honestly, I didn't know if you guys cared to do live streams. You know, with videos, I can control what I'm saying and make it nice and neat for you guys. Whereas live streams that, you know, they don't get as many views and not as many people watch, and I don't know if you guys want to sit and look at my ugly mug for a half hour or an hour. But this is fun. This is fun, definitely. I just really didn't feel like sitting and editing a video for 3 hours right now. I'm just trying to relax, but I said, you know what? I think I want to go and hang out with the team, with the Insomnia team. So that's what I'm doing. What's your favorite planet and or moon? I'd say Titan, because it's like a planet. Although it's technically a moon, Titan is the only other body in the solar system that is similar to Earth. Similar atmosphere, density. It has massive lakes and rivers and oceans of methane on it, clouds, weather system. Very good chance of having aliens down on the surface. And I think Titan is the moon of Saturn, right, guys? Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, Titan's where it's at. Titan, although it's a moon, it has all the hallmarks of another planet Earth. You know, I mean, it's just crazy. And we've landed down on the surface, beautiful, beautiful images of these massive methane lakes. And how do we know there aren't alien creatures, fish-like creatures that thrive in methane? Just because we take oxygen doesn't mean that another alien species is going to, you know, need oxygen as well. Maybe oxygen is poisonous to these other species, and maybe sulfuric acid or methane, maybe, you know, that's their oxygen. So I think it's a very good chance. This is a really cool moon photo as well of one of these towers sticking out of the moon. Again, I believe this was snapped by the Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter, possibly by the moon lander, the LEM, when they were actually going to land on the moon, and they were snapping pictures down at the moon from the window. But yeah, you see this massive black object sticking straight up out of the moon's surface. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. You can even see what kind of looks like a little shadow behind it, but yeah. Yeah. All right. And sorry, by the way, you guys are having to see my, like, it's making my fingers look fat because they're closer to the camera. For some reason on this new laptop I got, the webcam's not at the top of the laptop where they normally are. It's at the bottom of the screen near the keyboard. So my fingers are like closest to the, to the camera. It's a really weird angle, making me look like I've got like fat fingers or something. So sorry about that. So this is another strange object sticking out of the side of a crater on the moon, casting a shadow. Some have said it looks like a machine carving out something on the surface. You can see the cato. I love my cats so much that sometimes I say cato instead of shadow. But you can see the shadow of the thing. It's just sticking right out. So I think there's a lot of strange structures, artificial structures that are just buried under the moon. Some of them stick out. Some of them are completely covered up. But they're there. Yeah, it's definitely a shadow. Definitely something sticking straight up there. Read some of these comments here. Rocking my Secureteam gear in Cleveland. Thank you. Rev Semantics. Thank you. Yeah, a lot of people have been buying up Secureteam gear, hoodies, shirts, and I really do appreciate that because with the way that YouTube's demonetized, people talk about money. You obviously are not a YouTuber. Because with all the scandals going on and the cracking down on conspiracy channels, I'm lucky if half my videos have advertisements playing on them. And now, even when they demonetize you, they are still playing advertisements on their videos and collecting money, which is even more, I mean, that's just scummy. So yeah, it really does help when you guys support the merch and, help out on Patreon. I hate to do this stuff. I mean, you guys requested the merch, which I was happy to oblige, but I hate asking for money. I hate having to. I just want YouTube to stand by its creators. That's it. A little advertisement never hurt anyone. But I really do appreciate you guys sending me pics in wearing your hoodies and your shirts from all over China, Germany, Australia, Mexico, all over the United States. That really is cool, and I am creating like a compilation of all the thousands of photos I have of people wearing their merch. And when we went to the Los Angeles live event for Bob Lazar, I was amazed at how many people were there who found out that I was going and who came to see me. Some of you might be in the comments now, but that was really cool being able to shake hands with all you guys and meet you in person. So I'm going to show a couple more moon pics, and then I want to show you a video that was just published surrounding these mystery booms that are still occurring everywhere. People try to say that they have explanations for them, but they're happening so much now that something is being covered up because these mystery booms are occurring. They're shaking houses, putting cracks in the ground, and then you'll have the local weather people or scientists say, well, we didn't get any seismograph readings, so it couldn't have been an earthquake. Well, if something is shaking your house, putting cracks up the side of your house, knocking over your TVs, and you're telling me that there's no seismometer readings, so you're either hiding those readings or something else is going on. I don't know what. You know what? Let's play that right now. So here is a new report here. Talking more about some new mystery booms that have just occurred across Wake County. No answers yet. So let's go ahead and play that video. So you guys give this a watch and a listen. Let me see if I can get it to play here. Interact. And you guys ready? Here we go. And you guys tell me if you can hear it. Hope you can hear it. Can you guys hear it? Come on. No sound? Okay. Just give me 1 sec. All right, what about now? No sound at all? Well, son of a... Oh, that makes me mad. That makes me mad. Okay, so you guys can hear me. Alright, if I don't get this fixed within 2 seconds, frig it. Let's see here. Browser 3. Properties. Just give me 1 sec, guys. Anything yet? Alright, hell with it. Hell with it. Alright, but basically... oh boy. Told you guys you guys were in for a treat. You know what? I'm just going to post a video about it. How about that? I'll work on a video after this live stream, but basically, more mysterious noises being reported out of North Carolina. They've got people from seismology to volcanology. No one has an answer. They're still considering it a mystery. From Fuquay-Varina to Rollsville, residents have reported these loud sounds and massive vibrations. One person says here that they're so loud that when they hit, it knocks the lights down and knocks all the stuff in their closet down, falls out of their closet. So, I don't know what's going on with these mystery booms, but something weird's going on. Now, another story that I want to briefly touch on, and you guys can still hear me, right? All right, good. So if you remember in my last video, we were talking about that professor who wrote the scientific paper about Oumuamua, the mystery object that flew through our solar system, and how he's not backing down despite the vicious attacks by his colleagues and other astronomers saying there's no way this could be an alien spacecraft. No way. Even though they have no proof to say that it's not. The professor is not backing down. And so they're trying really hard to silence this guy, and not so much silence him, but they're just trying to make him look like a kook and trying to prove him wrong. Well, it looks like NASA is now coming out and joining the bandwagon to attack this guy. There's a new report that just came out where NASA has put out a new theory about this object. Remember, it's supposed to be very long, cigar-shaped, but also very thin. And it was speeding up by itself, as if it had some sort of propulsion. So keep that in mind. So NASA came out just in the last 24 hours and are now stating that this interstellar object could be a, quote, monstrous corpse of comet dust. With the new explanation or theory, basically it's NASA explaining that it's basically a bunch of little teeny rocks from a comet breaking apart. But again, the data doesn't show that. And NASA, this is just a theory that they're putting forth, this new paper that adds another loop to the already not filled issue by suggesting that this object had somehow changed during its brief time in our solar system. They have no idea where it came from. And this explanation does nothing but offer a new complication, which is that suddenly, according to NASA, the object wasn't actually a solid body at all when scientists first spotted it. Despite it being solid, and it showed no evidence of being a bunch of dust, but now they're just saying that it was a clump of remnants. Well, this clump must have been extremely tight to form this elongated, perfect cylinder shape that was like a millimeter thin. The professor is like, you know what? I'm done. Like, none of it makes sense. Every theory they put out, the only theory that makes sense is this Professor Loeb's from Harvard. I mean, if it acts like a duck, walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, then it's probably a duck, and this object is acting like an artificial object. So NASA never fails to jump on the bandwagon to attempt to cover up or discredit anything that might suggest that there are artificial or alien objects near us. And, it's just business as usual for NASA. That's all they do. And you have to remember, NASA is very compartmentalized. So you can't just... some people say, well, how could NASA, which is made up of thousands of people, keep a secret? But they keep this stuff very compartmentalized. So you might only have a small group of a few people that actually know this stuff and are hiding this stuff. Everyone else is just a worker bee. They do what they're told. They're in their own compartment. So it's very easy to keep secrets. People think that just because an organization has thousands of people, that how could anyone keep a secret? Well, most of them don't know. They keep it compartmentalized. They keep them, groups separate from the other groups. And, and it's usually just a few people at the top keeping the secrets. So, hey, what's up, guys? Wow, 6,000 people watching. That's pretty cool. Jeez, I can't stop coughing. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Macy H. Really, thank you so much. Macy says, if anything happens to you, we, the Insomnia team, will know what's up. Thank you endlessly for waking up. Thank you so much. I do what I can. I'm just one guy. There's a lot of really good people out here. I just do my part and try to report on the news, Some guys are better at going on tour and talking in front of people, selling books. I just like being on YouTube talking about stuff. I don't claim to be the UFO ringleader or god of this community. And there seems to be a lot of jealousy out there, which is why I really don't collab with a lot of people. It's like for some reason they're threatened by Secureteam, or they think I'm just some young punk kid on the block. Who's this new kid on the block, that I'm seeing T-shirts everywhere for and all this stuff. And apparently I threatened this sort of old school of ufology, which most of which was just guys looking to make money and sell books and tout nonsense. So when you have this new era of regular people on YouTube, we're not trying to sell books or movies, or at least I'm not. Buy a shirt if you want, but I just like to make videos about stuff that's interesting to me, and I think that resonates with most of you guys. I think that's what you guys like, I'm not trying to take over anything. I'm just trying to be a part of it and have fun while I'm doing it, And I've had some big people on interviewing, Stephen Greer, David Paulides of the Missing 411. Who else have I interviewed? Bob Lazar, obviously, that was amazing. And by the way, Bob Lazar said when I met him in person that the interview he did on Secureteam was literally the most laid back and just great interview he had ever done. He had never felt more comfortable talking with anyone else than he did on Secureteam. And he had said that to multiple people, and I was happy for that because I wasn't sitting there just grilling him and, bringing up this or that, and I just try to let people talk and keep it light and funny, and I really enjoyed it. So Bob's a very cool guy. That guy knows something, His house was raided. His house was raided while they were making that film about him. Or it was right after. So they're keeping an eye on that guy, And I've had people outside my house. You guys remember I posted that video a few years back of that SUV parked outside of my house for 3 days with the guy in it. I posted a video of it. My wife was there with me. Some people tried to come out and say, well, Tyler faked that. There's proof Tyler faked it because Tyler owns an SUV. Well, when you actually watch the video, you'll know that, that's total bullcrap. I own a dark gray, damn near black Jeep, and this car was like a gray Chevy that sat out there with some creepy guy in it. I still don't know who he was. Sat there for days, right outside our house. And since then, I've also, and I went to I went on Coast to Coast AM recently, the radio show, and I was also talking about how there's been also a few times where I've noticed camera flashes through the window of my house. So I usually sit here and work on my laptop in my living room, and I have a window right next to me. And hand to God, there's been at least 3 times over the past 2 years that I at least saw where you would hear a car slow down out front, and I would literally see 1 or 2 flash, like camera flashes, from like a high-powered DSLR that can take real fast pictures with the flash. I don't know if they were taking pictures of the house. I don't know if it was just some kook, but I do know people have taken pictures of the house, and I really don't think it's fans, because most fans don't know where I live, and most of my fans are pretty cool. I don't think they would just drive by and take pictures of the house. So there is a lot of creepy stuff, and I think there is some low-key intimidation tactics going on to try to silence people, not just the sitting outside of your house or taking pictures, but these days they just try to discredit you. That's the number one thing. They will create websites against you. They'll post videos against you, taking things you've said out of context, sifting through thousands of videos of mine and finding the one video where I screwed up or posted something that turned out to be CGI, and they'll say, aha, see, Tyler can't be trusted. He's a disinfo agent, which is just nonsense. I mean, if you guys have known me for years, I'm just a normal guy here in Ohio with a family, so disinformation, you got to watch out for that. A lot of people attack me or try to attack me, But I know you guys got my back. I know you guys understand, so yeah, I really appreciate it. Let me see if there's anything else I have here to show you guys. as far as the moon photos. I know I had a couple more here. Here is another. All right, that's way too zoomed in. Let me zoom that out here. I know many of you have seen this, but it's still just a totally epic and perplexing moon photo of what looks like a giant opening on the moon. Kind of looks like a wristwatch, but plain to see here, it looks like, you know, a long opening for a craft, for a very long craft, like a disc or a cigar, probably a disc, but it looks like an artificial structure just straight up carved out of the side of this mountain on the moon. So, pretty crazy stuff. Very controversial, old photograph. Most of you have seen it. This is a pretty cool image. This was posted by the Enterprise mission, who also firmly believe that there are these massive glass structures on the moon, whether it be domes, big glass pyramids. And there were a couple of photographs taken during the Apollo, I believe, yeah, Apollo 13, where in multiple images, they were getting this pronounced sunlight reflection off of something on the moon that appeared to be glass due to the way that it was reflecting this light back toward the camera, and you're seeing that here. And this is on the lunar far side, so back side of the moon, where it's said that most of these alien bases are. Put this down a little bit. And you can see in these two separate photographs, these reflections of light from something down on the moon, they're in the same spot. They're coming from basically the same spot. So if you had some sort of glass dome, like the one I showed you earlier at the beginning of this stream, then obviously glass reflects light. And, you know, how many of you have taken pictures of things where the sun has been hitting something reflective and it creates this? Only there's nothing on the moon that would create this type of reflection. The moon dust absorbs light pretty well, but there's nothing on the moon that would cause a reflection like this. There's just not, unless there's something metallic or something glass that's down there on the moon that would reflect something like this back toward the camera. Dark side of the moon. So something's down there reflecting light, whether they're glass or metallic, but the evidence seems to show that they're glass. Some sort of glass. I don't know if it's glass or some crazy new, substance that mimics glass. I don't know, but yeah, pretty interesting images here. Images here. When is this sickness gonna go away? I feel better, but it's like my brain's still slow from the flu. Again, a crater with V-shaped, what appear to be V-shaped lights down in the crater. Some say this is just a glitch. Some don't. But, yeah, definitely looks like something sitting down in the middle of this moon crater. Perfect V-shape, multiple objects. Even the crater itself looks sort of diamond-shaped. Really strange. Yeah. Here in a second, we're going to cut the stream short because I actually want to make a video talking about some of these new mysterious booms and other news that has come into me. But yeah, this is really fun. I like hanging out with you guys. Let's see. Big shout out from Toronto. Thank you, JDR. Someone said in the super chat that they just moved to Fuquay, Verona, which is in North Carolina, which is oddly enough, I've been to Fuquay, Verona. My grandparents lived there for a short period of time a couple years ago. Very nice place, but this person in the comments is saying that they heard the booms as well. And he says that he was a former U.S. Marine who was an ammunition and explosives technician, and according to him, these sounds, what he's described them as sounds as, sorry, I'm having trouble reading your comment. He's described the sounds as, quote, underground explosions. These booms in North Carolina that I just tried to show you the news clip of. So, underground explosions. What are they doing underground? What are they building? What are they making? Thank you, P-Ball Play U94. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Glad you like it. Glad you guys like streams. Tell me if you want to see more like it. And, you know, I'll be more and more prepared with each stream. And we'll go through more images and stuff like that. It's way more fun than just sitting here looking at my face talking to you guys. I like to be able to show you stuff. This is the castle, what's called the castle on the moon. This is a close-up of it from a much wider shot, but this is crazy. I think this is one of the first images that really got me into wanting to do this YouTube channel thing. So when I saw this, because it's just, what can I say? I mean, this looks like an ancient, probably, ruin of a massive castle. You can see the pillars on the bottom. And this massive tower coming up. And if you'll notice in this photo, you can see what looks like wires. These wires coming by. And the person who discovered this described it as, well, I guess some sort of wires that were attached to this castle or tower, or wires that were just going above it, that were hanging there, that just happened to be picked up in the photo. These would have to be massive wires. Even if they're wide, they could be massive transportation tubes or floating tunnels. I don't know what, but yeah, you can clearly see these things hanging there almost, sort of sinking, like you would think of a wire where it kind of sinks down and curves a little bit, but look at that. Look how creepy that is. Down on the moon's surface. It's just totally perplexing. Blows my mind. And people say we're crazy. And this is just the moon. This is just one little subtopic of all the stuff, the crazy stuff we talk about. All the evidence we've documented. And people still say we're crazy. You know? Joe Rogan. I used to be a big fan of his. And he was really into this stuff a few years ago. But now it's like every time someone brings up aliens, he says stuff like, well, I believe there's life out there, but I have yet to see one photograph or piece of video that would convince me that there are strange, unidentified things in our skies. And I'm like, what is he talking about? Has he lost it? Is he just trying to placate YouTube and not talk about conspiracy? I mean, this is not even conspiracies. There's evidence. There's video evidence, photographic evidence. For God's sakes, the Pentagon released video of these things. Stalking aircraft carriers out off the coast of California. Objects that would be up 60,000 feet high and go down to 5 feet within a matter of seconds. And meet up with something in the ocean. There's Department of Homeland Security footage of these objects going down into the ocean, totally defying the laws of gravity and physics as we know them. Can't count how many whistleblowers we've had come out. How many former NASA image techs that have come out and said that, yeah, these things are on the moon and it was our job to Photoshop them out, to airbrush them out. Just blows my mind. You know? And lately, YouTube's messing with my views, messing with a lot of people's views, demonetizing people. You know we're onto something when stuff like that is happening. We've got people worried. And it's good that we have this army here of people, because if God forbid something ever happened to this channel, I would hope you guys would raise hell on my behalf to get it straightened out, because we're basically the channel, the go-to channel for this type of stuff. And it's a lot of pressure, but we're going to keep doing it. So we will keep rocking and rolling. Let me see if there's any other images. This is another image many of you know of a large tower structure captured on the moon. They call it the Shard. It's right there, casting a shadow, long shadow behind it, sticking straight up. This is a really cool moonshot of what looks like a base of some sort. And I think Street Cap might have found this. May he rest in peace. But, yeah, right here, look at that. Look at the arm here, the right angle. The sort of looks like a landing pad, circular landing pad, casting a shadow. This long L-shaped arm coming out the right side of it. Kind of looks like an X. But yeah, does that look like just a typical rock or boulder to you guys? I mean, look at that. Poor Street Cat, man. I miss that guy. Not only was he Scottish, which is awesome, just because for some reason I love the UK, I love Ireland, I love Scotland. I always wanted to go there, but he just had an eagle eye, man. Street Cap 1. One of the best. One day he's here, talking to him, next day he's gone. Never to be heard from again. Died of a heart attack, I believe. At least that's what they're saying. And, of course, we've had other UFO researchers just like me. People doing much less than me, some more that just are just found gone. Whether it be of an overdose, they say. But seems like we're dropping like flies. So I don't know what's going on. But yeah, maybe I am next. I don't know. You never know. Hope nothing happens to me. Let's just say this. They've taken out people for much less than I've done. You know, and as I said, I don't claim to be the biggest. I'm not the god of this topic. I don't claim to be. But there have been people disappear and strange deaths under some very mysterious circumstances have happened to people who have done much less. So it's scary, you know. And a lot of those things look like accidents, overdoses, and, you know, I promise I won't do anything to myself, that's for sure. So if you hear anything like that, rest assured, I didn't do anything. I want to live. I want to keep this going and have fun and keep investigating. So, yeah, I think this has been a fun stream, you know. Is there anything else you guys would like to talk about before I jump off here and get to work on this video? I don't want to bore you guys. Some streams go for hours, and I'm like, no one's going to watch this for hours. So I don't want to bore you guys. I want to keep these things fun and spontaneous, you know, and not talk about every single thing under the sun in one stream, because then we won't have anything else to talk about next time. Black Knight Satellite, yep. That's something we could talk about next time. Show you the cat. You guys want to see one of my dogs? I've got a couple here. Come here, Deja. Come here. Come here, baby. All right. Let's see here. See if I can get him on camera. All right. This is Sophie. Put your head down, Soph. Sophie, as I'm like shoving her head down. All right, that's too far down. Hi, Soph. Yeah, you're my baby. And then, get back. Come here. This is Charlie. She's a big black, like chocolate lab spaniel mix. Can't even see her. She's so black. Hi, baby. Come here. And then Deja. Come here, Deja. Come here. This is our new rescue, Deja. And Deja is a wiener dog puppy who, when we found her, her leg was broken and she had been running in the middle of the street for 3 days when they found her. This little girl right here. She even has a big scar on her thigh from where... So this poor little dog, someone broke its leg, and the poor thing was running around in the middle of the street for 3 days. They couldn't catch it with a broken leg. We got it. We took it in, took her in, got her fixed up, and fell in love with her. So this is Deja. She's a good girl. All right, come on, get down. Got to take care of animals, guys. We love our animals. You know? It's a cruel world out there. And these animals, you know, they don't have a damn voice. You know, people beating them. It's just terrible. Depresses me. So take care of them. If you find a stray, take them in. If you're thinking about buying a dog or a cat, don't go to PetSmart. Go to your local shelter and save one. Save one's life. I promise they will love you that much more for it. So, it pays to be a good, caring person, especially with animals and other people. I'm the same way with people. I'm the type of guy who stops and helps you change your tire, give you the shirt off my back. And a lot of people take advantage of that, but you just got to be a good person and believe in karma. And that's what I believe in. You do good, good things will come back. So, yeah. It's all about the money. Ban hammer's about to drop. Yeah, save a dog's life. Save a kitten's life. I'm reading through comments here, just seeing if there's any questions. Thank you, Will. Thank you for that. Next time, I'm going to be ready to go. I'm going to have videos. I'm going to have the audio fixed for the videos. This is actually my first time using this software, so it's all new. I hope it wasn't too terrible. I'm going to be hopefully dropping another video, maybe 5 or 6 hours. It's about 10 p.m. Eastern time where I am. Usually takes me a couple hours to edit and record and all that stuff. I'll probably take a little break after this. Eat something. Yeah. Where do you get a t-shirt? Well, the link to my shirts are in the video description of every video I post, right at the top of the video description. So you can check those out. And I hope you guys like this live stream, you know. I hope you guys enjoyed looking at some of these anomalous moon pictures. I hope that some of these images have, you know, helped you to, you know, maybe if you were on the fence of whether aliens exist or, you know, there's artificial stuff on the moon, maybe this swayed you one way or another. There's many more thousands of images we could have gone through, but I just wanted to pick some of the cool ones that I liked. And, yeah, I think we went through all of them. Look at that. Look at that obvious blurring. And you can see it. Even behind the blurring, you can see something. Something three-dimensional is behind that. And it just kills me wondering what it was that they hid in this pic. I would have loved to be a fly on the wall in that room where they get the images beamed down before they put them out to the public, just to see what kind of stuff they're catching in these photos before they sell them to the public. They don't even do this now, where they just smudge them out. I mean, technology is so good, they could just edit that out, recreate, the craters that are blurred, recreate all of it to make it look like nothing was ever there, So, unfortunately, you have to look at some of these older pictures to see where they were airbrushing and doing stuff, and they never thought that there would be people analyzing these images, 20, 30, 40, 50 years later. They didn't think that we were going to be scrutinizing them like this. But we are, and we're not going to stop. There's that moon dome again. Which one you guys thinks? Which one of these images do you think is is better, evidence-wise, for a dome? This one, showing this big, bright dome sticking right out, or this one, showing the dome sitting in the middle of the crater? They're both pretty damning evidence, that's for sure. Thank you, Eric. Yeah, I definitely need to get some night vision goggles and record the night sky. I want to get an infrared camera, but these like second and third generation cameras are like 10 grand or more? I mean, it's just crazy for some of these night vision cameras. Thank you, P-Ball. What are your thoughts on the real Jimmy Roberts one? I'm not sure who is Jimmy Roberts. Is that a YouTube channel? Is that a guy? I don't know everyone in this field. I don't know everyone on YouTube. I kind of pretty much just stick to myself and do my own thing, but I'll definitely look into it. No, I'm not going to do a GoFundMe for night vision. People today do GoFundMes for too many things. They're taking advantage of it. You know what I mean? If I want something, then I'll buy it with money I earned. Unless I have cancer and I'm on my deathbed, or the channel is, completely shut down and they're about to take me out, then I might start a GoFundMe. But, there's people starting GoFundMes because they want an Xbox. Or they want to go out to dinner, No, I'm not going to do that. You guys do enough. I much more appreciate you sporting a shirt, spreading the message, and trying to open people's minds about this topic. That's what's cool. Screw this GoFundMe crap. What am I vaping? Just one of these gas station vapes, trying to quit smoking. What's a good telescope to buy? I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure. That's why I just bought the Nikon P1000 camera, because that thing zooms up close to the moon almost better than any telescope. I mean, it's just awesome. What, kitty? Be careful, my friend. Night, Tammy. Going to bed? Yeah, it's getting a little late. Do you think there's an inner moon? I don't know. There's evidence that shows it is hollow. There's hollow parts to it. Tyler does the vaping to cut the urge to smoke. Yeah, I'm having really bad urge to light up a cigarette right now. But I don't have any. I haven't bought any, so I'm trying real hard. Love you guys too. I really do. Hollow Earth? Nah, I don't believe in Hollow Earth. I don't like with that. Like there's an inner sun, like a Hollow Earth like that. I don't know about that. Although the story of Admiral Byrd, that kind of makes you wonder if there's an entrance to something that might be underground. But as far as like a massive Earth inside of Earth, I haven't seen enough evidence to show that. What's your most scary UFO sighting? I'm not sure. I'll have to get you back on that as well. I'll have to think about that. What about Tom DeLonge? I'm originally from Columbus, Ohio. So, go Buckeyes. What do you think about Nibiru? I don't believe in Planet X. I just don't. Planet X was supposed to take out Earth back in 2003, 2008, 2012, and it's just, there's no evidence I've seen to show that there's a giant planet hurtling towards Earth that's going to wipe us out. Don't even start with that Big Blue Michigan crap. You will get banned. Do not start. Michigan fans, get out. I'm just kidding. What do I think of Corey Good? I really don't. I don't think about him. I don't. From what I hear, he talks a lot, but has very little evidence. So, I don't know. Nope, never been to Pittsburgh. I haven't heard any news from Bob Lazar lately. I don't have like a personal contact with him, and really I think the guy just wants to be left alone. Man, these topics are moving so fast. I know you guys, many of you have emailed me, and even with the help, I'm getting like 1,000 emails every couple days. I'm trying to go through, and believe me, I'm hiring help. So I can go through footage. Yeah, I've heard about David Wilcock as well. I'm on the fence about him. Possibly could do an interview. I don't know. Good night, guys. Some of you are going to sleep. I know it's getting late. Well, it's 10:30 where I am, so it's not that late, but how do you send a video to me? My email address are down in the video description of every one of my videos. Secureteamnews@gmail.com or thesecureteam@gmail.com. Or you can post it to YouTube and then just email me the link to the video. Nope, never been to San Pedro. How do you feel about alien races, and how many do you think there are? No idea. I know there are the grays. There's good evidence that there are grays, the small gray ones with the big black eyes. I think there's other evidence that there may be reptilians, or what are called reptilians. But I don't know how many races there are out there. I really don't. Yes, I believe that 9/11, well, let's just not get into that. We'll just say there's some dodgy stuff surrounding it. Because that will get me taken down if I start talking about that. Why is my channel named Secureteam? I don't know, it just sounded cool to me. Would I ever hook up with an alien? Psh. Hell yeah. Been trying to hook up with an alien. My wife's an alien. So I already got an alien. Yeah, please don't tell my wife about my alien lovers. She'll kick me out. Sorry, I'm just reading your comments here, guys. I really don't know a lot about reptilians, other than that people seem to believe that the reptilians obviously look like reptiles walking up, that walk upright, and that they actually live underground on Earth, that they've colonized Earth millions of years ago, and that there's, underground bases of them. It reminds me of the Phil Schneider incident. Look up Phil Schneider. He worked for the government. He was doing some work underground to blast out some underground tunnels and stuff so they could build an underground base. And they drilled through what he said was a massive underground alien base. They drilled through it, and there was actually a massive firefight between 60 guys. I can't remember how many, but he said 30 guys lost their lives in this battle with these aliens that were underground, that they had accidentally drilled down right on top of. Phil Schneider. And he shows his scars. He says he got hit by the alien raised his hand up over his chest, and that a beam of energy hit him. And he has a scar up his chest. He was missing half of his fingers on one hand. And Phil Schneider gave lectures about this back in the early 90s. And right after one of his last lectures talking about this, many of you guys will know, you can find it on YouTube. Just search Phil Schneider, YouTube, firefight at the Dulce base. He was found deceased after that in 1995. He was in his 40s. And they ruled that, I can't really say the word because YouTube will take me out, but they basically tried to say he did it to himself. But the circumstances around it, this guy had no fingers. I don't know how he could wrap something around his neck. You know what I mean? It's like when someone gets shot and has two shots to the back of the head. You know what I mean? And they try to say that you did that to yourself. How you gonna shoot yourself 3 or 4 times to your own back of your head? It just makes no sense. So look up Phil Schneider. YouTube's probably gonna take me out for even talking about it, but Phil Schneider, firefight with aliens underground. Another man we lost too young. So they took him out. Without a doubt, they took out Schneider. So, yeah, with that, guys, I think I'm about to jump off here. Sorry if I didn't get to your question. Yeah, Skinwalker Ranch is definitely a hot spot for mysterious activity. Can we go back to talking about banging aliens? We could, but I don't think I think that's more of a private conversation. You guys are creepy. People say I'm creepy. Someone told me the other day that they were listening to my videos and that I sounded like a cult leader. My voice. Do I sound like a cult leader? That kind of hurt my feelings. All right, guys, I'm mixing up some Kool-Aid for all of us to drink. And then afterwards, we'll see what happens. So I'm going to go mix up that Kool-Aid for us. Remember, I'm your leader, your cult leader. Just listen to the soothing sound of my voice while I mix up this mystery Kool-Aid drink for us all right? So with that, thank you guys for stopping by. Sorry if I didn't get to your questions, but we will do more live streams, all right? So I had fun hanging out with you. You guys have all a good night, and we'll see you back in just a bit, all right? Stay safe.